I used to pay for my parents' expenses, but at a Christmas party, I found out they were calling me a low-educated freeloader. That hurt me so much I decided to cut off contact with them and stop sending money the next month. My name is Rebecca, I'm 26, and I work as a fashion designer. I grew up in a small country town, living with my grandparents, parents, and my younger sister Ashley, who is 7 years younger than me. Ashley was always the center of attention. Our parents spoiled her. On her birthday, she'd get fancy toys, while I only got one small gift, usually something educational, on both my birthday and at Christmas. For example, when Ashley joined the soccer team, our parents always went to her games. I played tennis in middle school, but even on my last match, my parents skipped it to drive Ashley to soccer practice. Even though there were times I felt sad and left out, Ashley would always stand up for me. When our parents compared us, she would insist, "That's not true. My sister is smart too." Soon after, she'd cheer me on with kind gestures, like giving me a small bouquet of flowers that she gathered from the park. Ashley was a kind child even if our parents favored her. Our grandparents, who lived with us, often scolded our parents for the way they treated us, especially me. But before I finished high school, I lost both of them. Even though Ashley always defended me, our mother started punishing her for doing so, even threatening to make her stand outside if she kept helping me. It was a cold winter when I told Ashley, "Don't worry about me." After that, Ashley stopped defending me and turned her focus to her studies and sports under our parents' strict control. After our grandparents died, our parents said they had no savings and refused to support my dream of going to university, even though I wanted to study design. So after high school, I had to work. I moved away and joined a small fashion magazine company. At first, I did clerical work, but I convinced my boss to let me help with design projects. I spent all my free time studying design online and practicing on my own. Eventually, the company noticed my efforts, and I became a full member of the design team. 3 years later, I was confidently working as a fashion designer. 8 years after high school, while I had grown into my career, I heard that Ashley was preparing for university. She was aiming for a top private medical school and was always at the top of her class. Everyone said she would surely be admitted. Remembering how she supported me as a child, I wanted to help her. A few months later, she was accepted at the prestigious medical university. I congratulated her happily, praising her hard work. But then Ashley brought up a problem. The school required a donation from students, which wasn't mandatory but was expected by our parents. With our parents' money already very tight, Ashley worried about paying this fee. Although she said she would work part-time for her living expenses, the donation and tuition for the medical school seemed far beyond what our family could manage. I suspected that our parents, who always treated me as less than, expected me to use my savings to help Ashley. Despite my growing disappointment with them, I decided to help with the donation and the necessary tuition expenses so that she could attend the university. Ashley soon rented an apartment near the school and started her new life. Though it wasn't far from where I lived and I was always ready to help, Ashley began to act distant. Whenever I reached out to her, she would answer briefly or ask for money for small things without really engaging in conversation. One day when we met for a meal, I tried to lighten the mood by mentioning that as long as she was doing well, maybe it would calm our parents down. In response, Ashley coldly sneered at me, saying that because she was studying at a prestigious medical school and I was just a high school graduate designer, our parents didn't care about me at all. She mocked my career, suggesting that anyone could do what I do if they just learned from the internet, and even went as far as to call my work embarrassing. Her harsh words hurt me deeply. I asked her what she meant, but Ashley only grew more irritated. She reminded me that our parents always praised her high achievements while constantly belittling me. She said that our parents even expected me to take care of her so she wouldn't feel jealous. This cruel conversation brought back painful childhood memories of our parents saying I was clumsy, stupid, and useless compared to Ashley. Overwhelmed with sorrow and anger, I could only force back my tears. Ashley finished by saying she'd leave soon if I continued being like this, and with that she left the meal abruptly. Later that year, when I planned a dinner celebration for my work promotion, our parents insisted that I bring Ashley home. Reluctantly, I agreed. At home, our parents and many relatives celebrated Ashley with a big, noisy party. When I tried to speak about my promotion, my mother interrupted to announce Ashley's acceptance in medical school. Ashley then started boasting about her studies and how hard it was to balance her responsibilities. I felt ignored and hurt. Even a neighbor tried to defend my work but was quickly shut down by our parents, who said my achievements were nothing compared to Ashley's. Unable to bear the toxic atmosphere, I tried to leave quietly, but Ashley stopped me by mocking that I only visited because I didn't have anything better to do. My father even joined in the laughter at her remark. Filled with anger, I told her in a shaking voice that she was free not to come back next year, grabbed my things, and left. As I was heading to the bus station, I fought the urge to scream with all my frustration. Returning home had always been painful for me. In my early years, I avoided it to focus on my dreams of becoming a fashion designer. But as I built my career, the constant feeling of being used just for my money weighed on me even more. Our parents had always praised Ashley as a genius and put me down. That constant pressure made me decide that I couldn't continue supporting them financially, no matter that they were my family. Some months after I decided to cut ties, I received a phone call from Ashley, the first time she'd reached out since then. Her voice was mixed with fear and urgency as she asked about her tuition fees. I calmly explained that I had paid for her admission fee, donation, and first year's tuition by using my savings. But now the tuition for the following years was still unpaid. Ashley explained that her university was demanding the payment soon and hinted that our parents expected me to cover it all. I was shocked. Despite everything, after all the cold treatment, my own money was taken for her tuition. I reminded her that I had only helped with the donation and the first year because our parents had long ago decided they couldn't support her. Ashley explained how hard it was for her to cover living expenses and travel costs since many of her classmates were wealthy. She said that because I had been doing so well in my career, our parents assumed I could pay for her tuition. In that moment, I decided that I would no longer offer any more help. Soon after, our parents also called, pleading with me in a panicked tone. Their voices made my heart sink further. I realized I could no longer return home or support them. They were only interested in my money, not in having a caring family relationship. Almost every day, Ashley would call, crying and begging me to pay her tuition so she wouldn't be expelled. She would promise to repay me later once she became a doctor. In one message, she even threatened to tell everyone that I didn't come home enough if I refused. Finally, I had enough. I backed up her messages, then deleted them, sent her one last message, and blocked her contact completely. I thought to myself, people who look down on others should not become doctors. After that, I stopped sending money to our parents. Later, I heard that Ashley's second-year tuition was somehow covered by scholarships and loans from other relatives. But with no more money for her daily expenses, she had to work part-time. Balancing work and the huge demands of her studies became too much. She eventually failed many classes and had to drop out. Within 6 months of cutting ties with our family, I stopped helping them altogether. Ashley, whose pride was completely broken, went back to our struggling parents, who barely managed to get by. Although Ashley was once academically gifted, the money for her education was gone. Instead of finding a job, she spent her days playing games and simmering in her anger. I heard that late at night. Harsh arguments filled the house. Our parents, who had always done their best to favor Ashley, ended up feeling trapped and exhausted. In our neighborhood, people avoided talking to them because of the constant troubles and even started to fear my father, who had caused an incident on a train that led to his arrest and eventual job loss. My mother tried to work, but she couldn't find a stable job. Relatives tried to help at first, but soon they stopped responding to our parents' desperate messages. Slowly, my ties with my family faded away, and I found a sense of peace in my own life. I later learned that Ashley had become a recluse and our father was now unemployed and even a bit frightening. My mother disappeared completely, and our remaining family members lived almost like homeless people. There was no warmth or kindness left, either from neighbors or from within the family. Meanwhile, my career in design continued to grow. I have now been chosen for high-profile projects, which is a major step for me. With my financial situation improving, I've decided to prepare for university entrance exams so I can further my education in design and management. I am also excited about possibly starting my own business in the future. This new challenge gives me hope as I look forward to a better life without the burden of a painful family past. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more great stories. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you. See you next time, and take care.